We're settled into life at San Juanico, and the fun continues. With so much to explore, we've been busy checking out all the beaches and having a great time traveling to them, too. Around the bay, there are roads and great trails, so it's been really fun to hike around and get lots of exercise while we've been here. That was a fun adventure here. Kat giving me the wakeboard experience. And we're just going for a little stroll up this lagoon here. We were going to take the sup up it, but the water looks kind of scungy. It does look like a little bit of seawater is coming into it, but not much exchange.
So I was chatting with our buddy Chris this morning, and he told me that the caretaker of this area has a donkey and perhaps some horses, but it sounds like the donkey is very aggressive, and so that's why I brought my paddle. I'm not gonna do anything with it, but yeah, it sounds like it tried to run over a small dog and chase some people around a bush. I'm not quite sure how it all turned out, but it sounds like we should be cautious of such things.
It's yet another windy day here at San Juanico. Every afternoon it comes up. Today's a little windier than the rest of them, I think. But we're gonna get ashore and go do some exercising on the other beach, heading for a run and then work out on the beach across the way from here.
Baja.
Love this beach. Get to ourselves every time we've been here so far.
Getting exercise often is a challenge when living on a boat, particularly in areas that lack roads or trails to jog on. With its many trails and roads, San Juanico was a pleasant change, and we loved jogging over to this beach to work out.
We're just walking out to the point here where all these booby birds are doing their thing, plummeting into the ocean and catching fish. So fascinating and cool to watch these birds. We never grow tired of watching wildlife, particularly these energetic seabirds. The way boobies cruise around is so businesslike, as if they're on a strict schedule. After our workout, we did the nice ridge hike again that we showed in the previous video, then got back to the boat before sunset.
Trevor made a pizza on the boat of Clyde. Look at how beautiful it is.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
It almost tastes like pizza. Little B-reel. Gonna have so many shots of right here.
Good morning. We are about to head across the bay in our dinghy to go check out some petroglyphs that we've heard about. Not quite sure exactly where they are. The wind is probably going to pick up again today, so we're going to try to get over there, go check it out, and then get back to the boat before noon when the wind really does start blowing.
We've landed this lovely beach about a mile from the Anchorage. Just a quick zip with our sweet little old school 6-horse Evinrude. We can zoom along at 15 knots, which is pretty nice to explore. And yeah, there's a little mangrove back here. You can see some tire tracks too, so obviously access to the road that comes around here. Just gonna go hike around a little bit, get some exercise. So lots of these mangroves are only connected to the ocean at very high tides or just during storms. And this is one of them. It's pretty stinky. I think there's inflow at high tide, but not a direct connection. So it's really not much exchange of water, but the birds seem to like it. There's lots of little critters in there for them to eat. There's a heron right now. The joy of defined trails continues even down here. Because this area would be the anchorages in the summertime when the wind's blowing from the south. So right now it's really quiet here, but in the summertime you'd probably have people cruising around. But there's a little ATV track and very well defined. Like rocks have been put along the edges here. It's really, really awesome to be able to stroll around and not have to watch out for cacti so much. The lands surrounding the southern half of San Juanico are privately owned rancheros. However, folks are permitted to walk about them. Of course, if you visit these areas, be sure to treat the land with the utmost of respect, which will help to maintain access for others in the future.
We didn't end up finding the petroglyphs on our visit to the South Beaches, but we had a wonderful time nonetheless. Upon returning to Cedric McLeod, much to our delight, a flock of boobies were nearby putting on an aerial acrobatic show for us.
We had another lovely day here in San Juanico. And that nice little hike this morning, or a little boat ride and a walk. And then little boat projects. I did a funny one that took me way longer than it really should have, but I kind of just kept changing my mind about things. But I installed a new flagpole so that the flag doesn't hit the fishing rod anymore, and put a new flag up. So I'm not really much of a patriotic person, but gotta say that flag looks pretty nice when it's bright and fresh. So here's a new flagpole. It's with this bamboo I found, simply strung to the railing, and a couple little zip ties to tie the flag to. So, and then Kat just put her little Christmas lights out. The next day, we are joined by Chris and another fella for a hike back to the South Beaches to track down the cave paintings. Chris had been there before, and following his lead, we were quick to find these interesting paintings that the Guayacura people, who are the original inhabitants of this area, made within this arroyo. Groovy little geological spot here. I think this one's in the guidebook. That's really pretty interesting rocks. Well, after a week here at San Juanico, we are going to hit the road down towards Loreto. It's going to be getting calm in the coming days, and we're running out of food and water. So it's time to get rolling, but we sure look forward to coming back to this place. We've really enjoyed all the hiking and the nice snorkeling and community here too. There's lots of boats that come here, hang out for a while. Just a really sweet spot and really well protected. So I had a really nice time taking care of little boat chores and doing all that other good stuff. So the daily northerly that kicks up anywhere between 10:30 and 11:30 has kicked up right here at 10:30 now. And so we're just going to motor out of the little nook we're in right now. It'd be a pretty sketchy sail off anchor. In an emergency, perhaps we could do it, but we're not going to do that because there is no emergency. So.
Bye, dog.
Our dog. Right, see you out there. Bye, Max. Lumpy. These waves are definitely outweighing the wind here. We're probably only getting 15 knots, maybe 20-ish on gust. But they, yeah, it's just super lumpy in here like usual. I'm managing to make a bit of food right now. I got some tortillas going. It's actually okay down in the cabin because we're mostly basically downwind. Yeah, but we only got about 8 miles, 7 miles left until we're in protected waters. We got the whisker pole set up. Still sort of learning how to do it, and in these kind of seas it makes it a little tricky, but we got it up and it's really helped so much. The sail is staying wide open with these choppy classic Gulf of California seas, short and steep, and we have something extremely rare here in the Gulf of California in front of us. That is a sailboat sailing to windward. That is a rarity. We're usually one of the few boats doing that, so that's nice to see another boat doing the same. Most folks would just be motoring. Love that. But yeah, we just got about, I think, 13 or 12 miles left to go here. It's a short day, though choppy out here. Look forward to getting in the lee of Coronados and enjoying the last bit of the sail on flat water. So it's gonna be a nice little sail here. But it's great to see that sailboat leaping across the seas like we are. Well, just a few miles out from Coronados now, maybe 6 miles, and just switched to wing on wing. It's awesome with the whisker pole to keep the Genoa happy, especially in these wildly rolly, steep seas. They're incredible. It's incredible here in the Gulf of California in so many ways, including the waves sometimes. Currents in the vicinity of both the east and west side of Coronados can greatly enhance the sea state in the area. As we neared the south anchorage, the wind also ramped up further, giving us a very spicy end to our sail. Smooth water just over there.
All right, well, we are just about to start coming around to the south side of Coronado, and right around this corner there's so many short, steep waves. It's kind of hilarious. Going wing on wing, it definitely feels more stable being on the boat in these conditions, but yeah, it's pretty funny.
And momentarily we're gonna have to bring in the whisker pole so that we can bring the Genoa to the other side. So that's a little bit of a process that we're still learning. I think what we'll do is roll the Genoa straight in and then just take it off while there's no sail attached to it, and then we'll turn and do our last couple of miles to where we'll anchor. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, we're gonna sail on anchor here. Easy spot to do it. There's a little spot that I used a few times. Yeah, 15. Yeah, go ahead. Oops, forgot to put the fishing line in. Shoo! Good morning from Coronados. It's a perfectly calm morning, as you can see here. A couple of dolphins hanging around, lots of birds doing their thing, and we are just getting set to head to Loreto. This is going to be one of our rare little motor sessions because it's a very calm morning to be anchored in front of Loreto, and that's about the only time we want to be anchored there is if there's either no wind or it's westerly. And so we're going to head on down and go restock, because we've not restocked in over 2 weeks now, so we're getting pretty low in terms of fresh food and everything else. Well, if we're stuck motoring, this is pretty solid conditions for it. We've only used the engine for, I think, max 3 hours so far this season, in over a month. So we're feeling pretty good about that. It's been pretty fun and sometimes silly with our sailing antics, but we really enjoy doing that kind of thing. Just makes you self-sufficient, not having to rely on the diesel fuel. And it's such a pain to go get diesel here, so may as well sail whenever you possibly can, yeah? I always find motoring in these straight directions just feels like it takes so long, and looking behind me, it feels like Coronados we just left it. But we're almost in Loreto. We've got about 2 miles left here, and we'll be just dropping the hook and going straight to town and take care of all that grocery shopping and whatnot.
Alright, we're headed into Loreto. But we're going to try to make this as efficient and quick as possible. So we have a lot to do. So, here we go! Wow, pretty! That's super cool. There's 2 fricate birds on a light pole landed. We've never seen them landed before. And yeah, they're pretty funny shaped. Their wings, you can tell, are very large for their bodies.
With lots to do, we didn't record while trekking around town. But Loreto is lovely, with most everything a cruiser might need available within walking distance of the ocean. The main grocery stores are about a 10-minute walk away, so grabbing a taxi on the way back can be an efficient way for bigger resupplies.
All our friends from Coronados followed us here. We're gonna hit the road right away while there's this nice breeze and make this 10 miles. So it's time to go. As much as we love to spend time in Loreto, it's not a nice anchorage. So we're gonna, sail off the anchor here and get going. Sailing right out of the gate here. We're going 5.5, 6 knots, and looking forward to a nice beam reach, basically all the way down to Juancalito near Puerto Escondido. Right, Kat?
Right, Trevor. I'm very happy to be leaving this spot. It's got way too bumpy for me, especially with the full belly of gorditos and popsicles. But yeah, lovely sailing. Kind of bittersweet to saying goodbye to our friends. It was cool to have everyone rally over here, and we got to say hello to them both.
We're getting a real treat out here. Really nice winds, beam reaching, and we only had 10 miles to go. We're about halfway there already. Got the fishing rods out. I found this sweet reel on the side of the road back home this summer, and we've just got it into action for the first time. It's pretty sweet, so looking forward to hopefully catching some fish soon. Now we got 2 rods going, so doubling our chances. And it feels really great to be stocked up again, and we'll get some water soon too. So good life here, good times in Mexico. Be real. Mosey sailing is a-okay. It's pretty nice out here, and it means that the waves will get smaller and smaller as we arrive to our anchorage. Well, with about 2 miles left to go, we've slowed down to about 2 knots. So in the interest of getting in before it's dark, we're going to kick the engine on just for this last wee bit. Engine heavy day. Gosh, 7 miles of motoring. Ooh. Anyhow, nice day sailing. It was really nice that this breeze did come up. I was a little skeptical that it would actually come up, but off we go here.
You're walking back.
Yeah. Once the wind completely peaced out, the boat turned beam to the waves, making for a very uncomfortable motion as we tried to sleep. To alleviate this, we deployed our stern anchor at about midnight. This made all the difference and allowed us to have a great sleep while the waves continued to subside. It's a beautiful Christmas morning just north of Puerto Escondido, and a few noises around, but it's beautiful. It's calm. Forecast looks a little funny this afternoon. A lot of the model disagreement, with some saying up to 25 knot gusts from the north, so we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, we're going to relax and enjoy here, and we're going to be going on shore and spending some time with some family friends, our friends Pat and Pierre. So looking forward to that, along with some other folks around here. So it's a really nice little community of expats down here, lots of Canadians and a few Americans in the mix.
Being busy socializing, we didn't take much footage of our time in Juanicalito, but we had a really nice time with the wonderful folks there. After a couple of days, the swell was back to rolling into the very exposed Anchorage, so we set sail to head to a better protected spot. It was an exciting sail across the way, and we made it just in time for an amazing dolphin show. We'll pick up here in our next episode. Thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.